let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go!
Six!
It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Of course, on The Rush, we talk winning, and nobody wins like Willis Automotive. From luxury to everyday dependability, Willis has the ride to fit your lifestyle. Stop by Willis in Des Moines and experience the Willis way. Exceptional service, unmatched selection, and people who truly care. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Got his Irish hat on. He's like at the Patagonia. Man, you're just all decked out.
I was out early this morning, so I'm a little bit warmer than I'm dressed a little warmer than
Did
normal.
you guys get the wind yesterday? Did you guys
Dude,
get the
I lost freaking shingles yesterday.
No way.
Yes. Yep, pulled in the driveway, had a shingle in the driveway. I looked up, I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Man, when it rains,
So
it
if
pours
roofers
for you, doesn't
would
it?
like to advertise on The Rush, give me a call. Let me
Damn.
know, because I'll be reaching out to roofers today.
You know, you know those illuminated signs on the interstate that you love so much that usually put,
The
may
death
the
toll
fourth be-
counters.
Yeah, the death toll counters, stuff like that.
Let me get. Yeah, I know them.
We actually, the ones over here were actually used in a proper way. They said high wind warnings. If you have a light or high profile vehicle, do not drive. Like, meaning if you're pulling a camper, get the hell off the road.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what that needs to be used for.
Yeah.
Telling people, don't drive if you have
To help people.
Yes, to help people.
Yeah, like the other day when I got on and the freeway is going 2 miles an hour. And what would be helpful, you're coming up on the sign, you're thinking, well, it's going to say on the sign, quarter mile ahead, accident on the left, right?
Yep.
Nope. But I know that 258 people have died. I need to look within.
Serenity now.
Why
Serenity
do
now.
those signs make me so angry? Like, they make me mad.
Yeah, it's almost like a false alarm, right? Meaning, if I want to know that when I see something ahead and I see it's illuminated or something written on it, that something serious
It's got
is
something
happening.
important.
just
Something
shut 'em off.
important. Right.
Just shut them off.
What is so important that it needs to distract my eyes from the traffic in front of me going 60 miles an hour? What's so important? How many people have
258
died
people
on
have died.
the road? Yeah. May the 5th be with you.
It's okay.
Some corny ass, dumbass sign.
But look at it this way. It
Snow
doesn't affect your
happens.
life
Wrecks
in any way.
don't have to. Fuck, shut the fuck. What'd you say?
It doesn't affect you, though. Just let it go.
It doesn't.
Just let it go.
Why does it bother me? You know what the other one that bothers me? Sorry. Now you got me
Because
going.
your tax dollars paid for it, and you're like, okay, if I'm spending my money towards this, I want it to be used for what I want it to be used for.
I've said this 100 times, and I'm sorry to repeat myself, but I saw we need to start like a little text group where we share these when we see them, because we can't post them. But when people don't put their registration sticker over the previous year's registration sticker, and they make their license plate look like a rainbow,
That's illegal, isn't it?
it should probably be capital punishment. This is why we should have the death penalty. It's for people like that. I'm obviously kidding, but there is something about like when I could have a wonderful conversation with somebody walking through the car, and they're all right. Well, here's my car, and they get and I see that, and I go, I didn't know they were dumbass.
I always thought that was illegal. I thought you had to put the registration sticker in the same spot in the upper right-hand corner of your license plate.
I say deport them. That should be get Perisic on the line. Who do I got to call? Zach Nunn?
Call whoever you want. Call whoever you want. Hey, folks, it is Friday. That means it is a weekly from the Iowa Lottery. We're going to change it up this week, okay? Usually we do it like at 7 o'clock, and we go for like 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. If you want to call it any time during the show.
Oh, I like that idea.
Because there's a lot of people who listen to the 6 o'clock hour who may not stick around for the 7 o'clock hour. So if you have a weekly, now is the time to call, or over the next 2 hours.
And we take boo-hoos. We take boo-hoos, too.
We take boo-hoos, too.
Yeah.
Because we want to make you a winner. We have $90 worth of Iowa Lottery scratch tickets, Instaplay tickets to give away, and we want to make you a winner. They're great. You know, I know it may not get there for Christmas, but you might start the new year with winning money. And we want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to have a Christmas.
I told you our winner, Jack, I ran into him at a wrestling tournament last weekend. They won a $90 prize pack and won $150.
Really?
How about that? Huh? $150. Just hand it off to him. That's from the Iowa Lottery. Through the rush to you. We get the assist. We're the John Stockton in that scenario. Jack is Karl Malone, and I don't want to do that. We're the Penny Hardaway.
Nick, welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Who's your woo-hoo?
Well, I got a boo-hoo going on today, gentlemen.
Like it.
What's
your boo-hoo, Nick?
Someone work with me. He's sleeping in the truck. It's cold. I don't feel like working today. I feel like going home, but I'm here.
It's Friday. It's
So
Friday,
that's
Nick.
my
You're almost
weekly
there,
boo-hoo.
brother. One more day. Think of how good you're going to feel
I'm
about 2:30, 3 o'clock this afternoon. What do you do, Nick?
I drive a truck.
And the guy next to you is asleep?
We have a bed in the truck.
Oh, so he's back in the
okay,
bed
okay.
snoring away? Oh, man.
Yeah, he's sleeping his night away, and I'm over here trying to get done on Friday.
Nick, you
that's what
in
it
a
is.
situation like that for that company, like you pick your partner, right?
I'm extra, so they kind of tell me, hey, by the way, such and such is going to come with you.
Ooh, that is a boo-hoo. Ooh.
That is, it's bad, gentlemen.
All right, Nick. Well, we
You just
appreciate
gotta laugh about it.
the
All right,
boo-hoo.
gentlemen, have a good Friday.
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah, bye.
515-517-2303. Let's
That's
go
funny.
to
That's good.
Dustin. Dustin, who's your boo-hoo or your woo-hoo?
Oh, I got a woohoo. My daughter turned 7 on Wednesday, and we're taking her to her first Iowa Hawkeye basketball game at Carver in a couple weeks.
Is that him, Travis, or is that my headphones?
It might be your headphones.
Okay.
Dustin, talk one more time.
Can you hear me?
No, I
Here,
think
let me-
it's Dustin.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got
Dustin,
you.
something.
Y- y-
Yeah, you just sound a little electronic all of a
My
sudden.
daughter, turned 7 this week.
Yep.
And
Taking her-
to her first Hawkeye game.
We can't hear you, Dustin, unfortunately, man.
I didn't mean to hang up on you, Dustin. It's just it was like
Super electronic. Sorry about that.
super
Dustin.
electronic. And
Is
who knows?
taking his 7-year-old daughter to her first Hawkeye game. Man, I was looking at pictures the other day. That would be about how old Eli was when I took him to his first Hawkeye basketball game.
Yeah. And
About
I'm
that old.
probably going to the Casey Center to see the Hawkeyes take on Bucknell. By the way, tickets still available at HybeeTix.com. Who would have thought, Ross, that doing the boo-hoo at 6 a.m. or the woo-hoo at 6 a.m. was like the right thing to do?
I like the boo-hoo woo-hoo. The
Yeah.
woo-hoo boo-hoo.
515-517-2303. Who's this?
Dan,
Hey, what's up, man?
Dan,
Hey, Dan.
I got a boo-hoo.
Okay.
I got a boo-hoo. I'm waiting on a FedEx package for 2 days, and I've called them 10 times. I need the package by 7 a.m. this morning. It's cable equipment, and I got a cable appointment at 8 o'clock to put the new equipment in, and FedEx won't deliver my package. It's been on a truck for 2 days. The driver did not deliver it and took it back to the warehouse every day.
Oh, damn.
They've heard from me. I
They've
called
heard
them
from me, he said.
at 5:30 this morning, and And they're on it. They're on it. But I told them I need it by 7 a.m.
Well, hopefully they deliver it to you, man. Hopefully they deliver it to you.
Yeah. Yeah, what's Cable are going to say when they call at 8 o'clock? Say we're on our way.
I'm missing. I'm hearing everything you're saying, Dan, except for what is the equipment? What do you do?
It's new MediaCom cable
equipment
for my old equipment I got in the house, and I'm getting new installed.
Wow, you're the guy with cable still. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's impressive. That
I
you
wonder,
still...
Dan, are you setting up a museum or what are you?
I hate writing that check every month.
Don't write the check. Just have them take it out, and you don't even notice it. You're like, oh, they took money out of my account. That's the great thing about the automatic withdrawal. Thanks.
No, I'm old school.
Man, that is the blessing and curse of today's world of being able to track your packages.
Yes.
Dan, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me give you.
He drove by the house twice the first day and didn't stop.
Oh, that sucks. Come on.
You should have ran outside going, stop. This is the house you're looking for. All right, Dan.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Did I tell you, Trav, a couple years ago? Oh, dude. It was the year I was going through the divorce. I got scammed. I bought a thing for Audrey online that never
showed up.
It was the minute I hit purchase, I was like, It was online. It was like, oh yeah, it's gonna ship from,
Did you buy it from Temu?
No, I didn't buy it from Temu, but I bought it from like a Facebook ad. You know what I mean? There was a Facebook ad. I was like, oh, that looks like something that Audrey would love. And I clicked through and I bought it, and it was like $70. I remember thinking, oh, God, that seems like that's a pretty good deal on that. It was shipping from the middle of China.
Oh, from Wuhan?
It was bad. It was bad. I'm like, I don't like the feeling of this. And it had to, track your package. I'm like, here we go, hit that, and it was
all in Chinese. You're like,
yep,
I can't read this.
Right.
I
I'm
can't read this.
No. What I do?
515-517-2303. I think he's going to try again. Dustin, are you there?
Can you hear me now?
There, much better, buddy. Yeah, thanks for calling back.
All right. My dang my Bluetooth headphones screwed it all up. But I got a woohoo. My daughter turned 7 this week. And we gave her tickets to go see Iowa men's basketball at Carver Hawkeye Arena on the 29th.
Oh, cool. Now you're starting to break up again.
What the hell? That's just, your phone just did the exact same thing, Dustin.
I think it's your phone.
You were
first. I work in a metal building.
We hear you. We hear you, but it sounds very electronic, or it's very staticky on our end. Only when you talk, but the first 10 seconds were perfect.
So, did you hear about the basketball game?
I got it.
Yeah, yes, we did. We heard you say that you're taking your 7-year-old daughter to her first basketball game. Congratulations, man. That's awesome, Dustin.
He kind of said it like this.
Oh, that was good. Good job, Travis. Yeah. I was like, now what's happening?
Oh, yes. We can do all sorts of weird things, but that's kind of what he sounded like. But he said he works in a metal building too, so I think the cellular frequency waves in the metal building not getting along that well.
Yeah.
But again, we'll be doing the woohoo for the next hour and 45 minutes. If you have one, 515-517-2303.
I'll throw one out there. Remember the other day we were talking about one of our listeners, our buddy Nick Souza.
Yeah.
Was going deer hunting. Told us he was listening on the way out to the deer camp. Here, let me show you something that I just received.
Got himself a buck. Is that a 4-point, 5-point buck?
I did something like that. Looks like about a 4 or 5 point or something. It's a nice deer. Good job, buddy.
Nick, if you want to give us some deer jerky, I'll be more than happy to accept it and make sure it's heavily peppered.
Guy doesn't miss a shot. Guy doesn't miss a chance.
I do not miss a chance whatsoever. Coming up, hopefully at 7:30, Tyler Kluver is going to jump on with us. We haven't got confirmation, but there's a lot to talk with Tyler about because yesterday we were kind of taken aback as Kirk Ferentz had his news conference before the upcoming bowl game, and we thought we'd hear, a lot about, Vanderbilt and, what they were going to do in the transfer portal. It doesn't sound like Iowa's going to go after a quarterback in the portal. He said never say never, but that's not going to be a point of emphasis, which I think speaks highly of the quarterbacks they have on staff. But the big surprise was LeVar Woods. You were talking about a former Hawkeye, played for Hayden Fry, played for Kirk Ferentz, has been the special teams coach. And the truth is, when you look at Phil Parker and you look at LeVar Woods, the defense and the special teams have been the glue of consistency for the Iowa football team over the 27 years of Kirk Ferentz. And the special teams really the last, 10 years, Ross, maybe even going back farther, has been spectacular. And LeVar Woods, at age 48, has announced that he's leaving the Iowa program to become the associate head coach and special teams coach at Michigan State. And I think a lot of people were shocked by this and sad because of what he means to the Iowa program, what he means to the recruiting efforts, what he means to the special teams unit. But he said, and they asked him, they said, hey, is this about climbing the ladder? Do you want to be a head coach? And he says, I'm 48 years old, and yes, I think I want to be a head coach. And sometimes you have to leave the nest, right? I mean, sure, you went to school there, you met your wife there, you've had your kids there, your son plays for Iowa.
Life, dude, your whole life.
But you're like, here's an opportunity to do something else.
Do you think that all? And I didn't think this is where I'd start our conversation, but it's where your comments led me here. Do you think that means he was maybe told that wasn't his future at Iowa?
Either that, or it's like, hey, maybe branch out. If this is all you've known, maybe we need to see what you can do at a different university. Not that he needed the blessing of Kirk Ferentz. Obviously, he got the blessing because Kirk Ferentz is going to let him coach the bowl game. And
again, like we're talking about some pretty. I try not to put people on pedestals, but after the number of years that they've been in the spotlight, the things we've heard and seen from LeVar Woods, from Pat Fitzgerald, from Kirk Ferentz, we're talking about some pretty respectable players here in these three men. They admire each other, obviously. He's a big loss. Travis, when you look back at where he was in that coaching staff, just an administrative assistant for the first couple of years. In 2012, he starts off with the outside linebackers and special teams. We could go back and look at who some of those outside linebackers were at that time. He goes to tight ends from 2015 to 2017. A couple Hall of Famers, or a couple, well, maybe Hall of Famers. Got a couple NFL guys there for sure. Special teams coordinator is the last 7 years, and one of the faces of the franchise inside. I think if you ask people outside of Hawkeye, not a lot of people are familiar with LeVar Woods in Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Inside Iowa circles, an extremely well-respected guy. So big loss for Kirk Ferentz and the Hawkeyes. And I
think the only thing that hurts
is
that he's
fit
going
for him with Pat Fitzgerald.
I was kind of shocked yesterday when he said that he's only gotten to know Pat Fitzgerald recently. Of course, their sons are together at Iowa, but let's not forget that Pat Fitzgerald had been hanging around the Iowa program quite a bit during his year off, right? His year and a half off. He was at practices, he was at games. He's probably observing, going, I'm watching guys, knowing that I'm going to be a head coach again someday, looking around, going, who do I want on my staff? Who would be a good fit? And you sit there and observe, and you go, that's a guy I want. I think the only thing that hurts probably the most is that he's going to a Big Ten school, right? Yeah. It's like here he is yesterday up on the podium wearing a Hawkeye quarter zip, and then in 3 weeks he's going to turn all that black and gold in for green and white. And you're like, man, that one stings.
It'll be that Anthony Rizzo leaving Wrigley Field thing.
Yeah.
It's been his life, dude. It's been his life. I guarantee you this did not come easy as what. So I wonder if there wasn't a conversation of like, hey, and maybe you're right, Travis. Maybe it was go someplace else. Show the world that you are who you are. I don't know. But it's a big loss for the Hawkeyes. I think it's a great fit for LeVar Woods. I wish him the best of luck, except for against the Hawkeyes. Right? I think it's the way to go about that.
Mean, let's look at this in its totality, right? I mean, Kirk Ferentz was part of Hayden Fry's staff. He left to go to Maine. I mean, he doesn't have anything to prove, meaning he's been loyal as loyal can get, right? You have a lot of coaches that jump because they always want to climb that ladder. It wasn't like LeVar Woods was jumping all over the place across the country to better his resume. Yeah. He was loyal, maybe to a fault, because you get to 48 years old and you realize, hey, I want to be a head coach someday. I'm 48. What's the trend in college football right now? Hire young guys.
Patrick wrote this in on the comment section. Coach Otts had to leave to return. Otts went to South Dakota State, and then South Dakota State, and then UNLV.
Yeah. Now, if the rumors are true, Jamie wanted to hire Otts right away, but the president said no, and they made him hire Prohm. But it worked out for everybody.
It did, and I mean,
it worked out for Iowa State.
Steve Prohm brought in some amazing talent.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, Tyrese Halliburton was here because of Steve Prohm.
Yes.
I mean, you had some amazing basketball teams, and then a bad year and a half or so.
I mean, I don't know this, but I want to play this in my head, and that you go sit down with Kirk Ferentz and say, hey, here's the deal. I've been offered this position. I want to be the head coach here someday. And the advice might be, go spread your wings, because the title of associate head coach, and if you're able to turn, and it's a gamble, because if Pat Fitzgerald doesn't turn it around at Michigan State, like if Michigan State does not win, if they don't turn it around, it's going to be hard to go when Kirk Ferentz steps aside to go, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're coming from a program that didn't turn it around. So you almost secretly, if you want LeVar Woods to be the next head coach at Iowa, you secretly want Michigan State to succeed.
That's why I said I wish him the best of luck, except for when they play the Hawkeyes. I've always kind of been that way with Pat Fitzgerald.
Yeah. I mean, he is a likable guy.
I thought he was going to join the Ferentz staff when he was sniffing around and they were, I thought, they're going to find a spot for him.
Well, the problem was they had to wait until that lawsuit was either complete or settled. They settled before the season started. So, and once basically his name was cleared, that kind of opened the door for him to be a head coach again and get rid of some of those negative connotations that went along with him. Of course, the hazing scandal that took place at Northwestern. And so he was kind of untouchable while he was suing Northwestern. Once that became settled, and Northwestern basically had to say, he didn't know anything about it. Then you go, here's a guy that, his name was cleared, and other big institutions go, well, he won at Northwestern. He's the type of guy we want. We're going to take a shot on him. And, this is no different than when Barry Alvarez went to Wisconsin. He went and took Iowa guys to be, Dan McCarney went to be his defensive coordinator.
Does LeVar Woods have a Tiger Hawk tattoo?
I don't know. Like Brett Bielema?
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. You know where I was going? We could just have a Big Ten. If we could have a coach in every Big Ten office with a Tiger Hawk tattoo, I'd be okay with that.
I mean, we've talked about it several times, and it used to be documented. Now it's the Nick Saban tree. But remember, for the longest time in the late 1990s and early 2000s, it was the Hayden Fry tree.
Yeah, was that a thing that we heard about more because we were here locally and it mattered, and we knew those guys, and we knew. I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right. Right now, you look around almost every one of the top 10 or 15 coaches, sans guys like Kirk Ferentz, has a connection to Nick Saban. Now, are they part of the Saban tree because they were, he plucked them to be an assistant at Alabama for a couple of years? Anyway.
Well, I mean, I think it was a bigger deal with the Hayden Fry tree than just the local bubble. And hear me out. It's because those coaches, Bill Snyder, Barry Alvarez, Bob Stoops, went on to do amazing things.
No doubt about that. I'm not denying that. What I'm saying is the connection back to Iowa, is it one of those things like, you've heard people say whenever Joe Burrow gets mentioned, they're like, oh, Iowa native. Because you think you're born in Ames, right?
Yeah.
Like born in Ames and then immediately moved out of the state, but Iowa native. Is it one of those things that we just over...
I don't think so. I'm actually going to say no to that. I'll disagree with that. Kirk Ferentz, they asked him about finding the next, special teams coach. He said, I got to find the next LeVar Woods. I think that's how much he thinks of him. And again, if Tyler jumps on with us at 7:30, it's going to be interesting to hear what Tyler has to say about LeVar Woods and the impact he's had on the program over the last several years.
What did we say? Now, again, not just as a player, and then goes on and plays in the NFL with the Cardinals and Bears and Lions and Titans. Started in 2008, came back as an administrative assistant. Almost 20 years.
It's a long time. That's loyalty. In the coaching world, that is loyalty. And that's why you can't really fault somebody for wanting to better themselves. You're probably talking a lot more money to be the associate head coach. And if you say, hey, I want to be a head coach someday, I'd probably, Kirk Ferentz probably saying, well, if you want to be the head coach, you might want to go spread your wings a little bit and pad your resume, which makes a lot of sense. It certainly
seems like an amicable, again, like you said, not only being allowed to coach in the bowl game, but lots of handshakes and hugs when they meet at midfield in the coming years.
515-517-2303. Again, the weekly Woohoo open all 2 hours.
I like that idea, Trav. I like that. Fridays can just be an open line Friday.
Yeah.
You can call in, give us a woohoo, a boohoo. We'll try to keep notes so we can at least remember who
I've got them written down.
Over the time.
I've got them written down. Again, 515.
I can't believe Nick's story about being in the truck with just a rando.
I know. That is kind of weird, isn't it? Hey, you're my driving partner today. And then he's in the back just sleeping away.
Nick, we'd like you to meet Larry.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
What's up, Nick?
Good to meet you.
I fart a lot.
I do fart a lot. That would be a bad draw. I promise. They'd be like, have you ridden with the guy that doesn't stop talking and farts all the time? His name's Russ Peterson, something. I don't know what his name is. Fucking annoying is what he is.
Don't forget the Iowa Hawkeye basketball team is at Casey Center tomorrow to play Bucknell, 5 o'clock tip. If you want tickets, go to HighVTix.com. There's still plenty available. Hawkeyes back in action after a week off to take those final exams. You got the Hawkeye Huddle. It'll take place from 2 to 4. That's free, but you do have to register. Go to IowaEventCenter.com to register for that free event. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with a chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
'Tis the season to share great taste. Grab a refreshing Coca-Cola and make every moment a celebration. Locally made, nationally loved, Coca-Cola is the real deal when it comes to holiday cheer. Whether you're kicking back after the game or hosting the crew, nothing hits like that crisp, fizzy taste. Make this season yours. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola today.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Get ready, Des Moines. College basketball is heating up at Casey Center. On December 20th, the Iowa Hawkeyes take on the Bucknell Bison in a non-conference showdown you won't want to miss. Presented by Casey's. Feel the action. Hear the roar. Be there as the new-look Hawkeyes bring the intensity to the capital city. Tickets are going fast. Grab yours now at HyVTix.com and be part of the excitement on December 20th. Iowa versus Bucknell, presented by Casey's. December 20th, only at Casey Center. Be there.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows football, but he doesn't know mortgage, and that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert.
Loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, my name is Joe Moore, and I'm with Willis Nissan Parts and Service Department. Christmas will be here before you know it, and that means it's time for travel. Now it's time to get your car winter and road ready here at Willis Nissan. For the month of December, we're offering 10% off all your accessories for your car. Perfect for a Christmas gift. Call or go online to willisnissan.com to schedule your service or accessory installation today. Merry Christmas from Willis Nissan Parts and Service Departments.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
You know, every once in a while, you need something crisp, clean, and refreshing, and I'm starting my day with Dasani water from Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company. It's in a 100% recycled bottle. It tastes amazing, gives me hydration, makes me feel great, and just tastes really, really good. Dasani water from Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company.
You're fantastic.
Why? Why am I fantastic?
That was really good. Sell me this water.
Sell me this pen. Sell me this pen. Little Jordan Belfort. This story out of Ohio is getting interesting. The Brian Smith story.
You're gonna have to fill me in, dude. So you told me yesterday, fired him with cause.
With cause,
and we didn't know a lot of information yesterday, right?
Yeah, and it started to trickle out, and people were kind of in the chat letting us know. But Brian Smith was the head coach at Ohio. He was put on administrative leave on December 1st. Now they went 8-4 this year. They're playing in the Scooters Frisco Bowl. And the first thing that came out was, well, he had, he'd done professional damage to the institution that was, basically not forgivable. And the first story that came out was, well, he was drinking in his office, and he kept alcohol in his desk. I know a lot of coaches.
How many high school teachers that did that?
I don't know a coach that does not have alcohol in his office. Honest to God.
Listen, that might be that's a stretch. I think I've never seen a coach.
I've had a drink.
I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have.
But what I mean is, Ross, is that,
That's
a
not
lot
why
of these
they
coaches
fired
work 16, 17 hours a day, and your office basically becomes your home. You're like, screw it, I need a bourbon, or I need something to drink, and you just pour yourself a glass. Then they went after the Freedom of Information Act, and they got the termination letter. And Smith was living at the Ohio Inn, which was a hotel. It's where boosters hang out, student athletes hang out, families hang out. And he is accused, and he admits to having a relationship with an undergraduate. He admits it. And he's saying, well, hold on for a second. And their counter is that there was no policy within the Ohio handbook that you can't sleep with an undergrad. I don't know. You're 45 years old and you're banging a 21, 22-year-old.
His argument is, you didn't tell me it's against the rules.
I would have thought that would have been understood.
That's,
right?
first of all, brilliant argument.
It is. Like, where's it at in the handbook? Where is it at that I can't
Show me the
bang?
sign. Show me the sign. Says I can't fish. Show me a sign.
And that, they're saying it was a consensual adult relationship that he broke off, and he was having seeing another 41-year-old as he was going through a divorce. So because they called it an extramarital affair, and they're like, it's not an extramarital affair. You know that he's getting divorced. You can't call it an extramarital affair. So I basically can bang whoever I want. And then they throw the alcohol in there. Listen, this sounds really
the alcohol, because that's the thing that this is they got Al Capone on tax evasion.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. Well, and they countered with the bourbon in the office to the athletic director. Like, he was having a celebratory bourbon in his office with a bottle of bourbon that your husband, as he's talking to the athletic director, gave to him. So the athletic director, they're saying the athletic director's husband actually gave him the bottle of bourbon. So your arguments are, and I don't care about the alcohol, you don't bang undergrads when you're freaking.
I mean, this is going to be legal wrangling for. This is why we hate lawyers.
Or love them if they're on your side.
Love them or hate them, right?
Yeah.
This is why all that stuff. Because this is obvious, but we can't fire him for that because we didn't have in our handbook. He can't.
And sometimes you win on a technicality going, hey, you didn't say you couldn't bang an undergrad.
Do you remember? We're both old enough to remember. Some of our listeners won't be. Saddam Hussein gets caught, gets tried. We all remember he had like public hanging, right? Do you remember what his defense was in trial? Because they had a trial for him. And they convicted him of all of this stuff that was against the Iraqi law. They convicted him of real laws in Iraq. Remember what his defense was?
I don't.
His defense was literally this. You're convicting me of laws from this law book, right? One of the laws is that Saddam Hussein cannot be guilty of crimes.
Because
so if we're going by your rule book, if you're Saddam Hussein, raise your hand. The rule book says, I'm just following your rules. They hung him. So maybe will it work if he says, show me in the rule book where I broke the rules and they can't point to it? That's funny.
Yes.
That's a funny defense.
I mean, normally most people don't care about Ohio football, right?
None. What I care about is salacious scandals. Yeah.
Because people eat this stuff up. We're drawn to the Sharon Moore story. We're drawn to
the Sharon Moore one. Has more of a tragic feel to it than
it does.
And again, I don't feel sorry for Sharon Moore. I want to be clear. He's not the victim in any of this stuff. There's all these other people that there's all these other families. It's just gross. It's gross.
We do want to thank Nick. He must have had a good night last night. He sent us $50. Have
Oh,
a great
thanks,
weekend,
Nick.
boys. Stay
I wonder
warm.
is that our trucker, Nick?
I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah. More than kind. And we appreciate the support of the Rush Radio Show.
Helps pay the Justin bill, as we refer to it.
Yeah, the Justin bill, which we'll get an invoice at the end of the day. The dude is more consistent with his invoices than he is getting the TikTok videos up. He never misses a chance to send an invoice. Man. I mean, no matter, even if Brian Smith were to win in court and get his $2.5 million, the dude can't coach again.
Why?
When you admit to sleeping with an undergrad, there's going to be athletic directors going, I get it. Who's the pitcher that was found not to, he
Trevor
liked
Bauer.
rough? Yeah, Trevor Bauer.
That's a weird story, man. That's another one that's like, this guy's coaching again.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
Not a head coach. He may slip in somewhere as an assistant, but it's going to be hard to find a head coaching job.
First of
Unless
all,
it's
I'll forget his name and I will forget everything about this guy. This dude's going to be a head, because 95% of the people will be that way. And by the way, it sounds like there's enough of a plausible kind of, dude, look, Bobby Petrino.
Yeah.
There have been a number of guys that have done things that morally would be in the same line as this.
I don't know if she was actually in school. She was like working for him.
So again, and I'm not defending it at all. I'm not. But did you say he was going through a divorce?
Going through a divorce.
They claim it wasn't a very long time thing. They kind of a flingy deal.
Yeah, they dated for like 4 months.
She was an adult.
Yes.
He moved on, and now he's dating a 41-year-old, and he's 40. What'd you say? He's
45.
45.
Do you think it's probably a good strategy on his part to admit,
this
I
dude's
had a
coaching
relationship with
again within 5 years. He's a head coach. There's an athletic director who's doing that right now. Going through a divorce, making a mistake, whatever. I don't what.
What do you think after the Sharon Moore story and
Sharon
now
Moore's never coaching again?
And now the Brian Smith story. How many coaches out there are like, oh, I've got to cut something off? That's where my brain goes, is that you have a bunch of coaches that are on college campuses going, oh, I got to find a way to get out of this because my career could be ruined if they find out. Or am I just thinking the worst of everybody out there? You think the best of everybody. I'm like, there's a lot of coaches scrambling right now trying to get out of a relationship.
No, I think that coaches are, again, yeah, I do. I think I think that these are just teaching moments for coaches. You know what I mean? Because coaches are just, dude, they're just dudes or gals.
They're human.
They're human. And they're hanging out in office and they're having bullshit conversations and they're talking about Nick Saban and they're talking about Pat McAfee. And in those conversations, one of those guys is like, dude, you read this Sharon Moore stuff? You read about this Ohio football coach? One of them might have worked with a dude that worked with you know what I mean? How those coaching circles work. I hope that those coaches take that time to at least at one point go, hey, man, watch your P's and Q's, dude. Just be a good human. It's not, the bar ain't high. the bar ain't real high. Be a good human. Be nice to other people.
Don't bang co-eds.
Yeah, don't be too nice to other people. Let me rephrase this. I don't want to.
We all get that you're going to look. I mean, you walk on a college campus, you'd be, oh, okay. But you don't follow them.
Coach said love everybody.
Yeah.
But again, like when you say he's not going to coach again, I said, as you even laid out the defense of why he's trying to get his money.
I'm just saying when an athletic director sits down or a head coach sits down to interview you and they go, and let's say you forget who Brian Smith is.
Yep.
But then you go, we see you were the head coach at Ohio, Brian Smith.
We Googled you.
The Google deal. I mean, this doesn't disappear. You can't shift a coach around now like a Catholic priest used to when they let's go to parish to parish to parish.
Yes, you can, and yes, they do. What are you talking about? Because this is what's going to happen. I'm Coach Smith in this interview. That was a dark time in my life. I was going through a lot. I was losing my family. I had the pressures. I didn't understand at that time in my life how to handle the pressures of a job like this. I'd lost my relationship with God. You got to bring God into it. It's you play the redemption story card, Travis, right in front of him. I got back in contact with my Lord. I have begged for forgiveness for all the people I feel like I wronged in my life, and I'm ready to move forward. And those are mistakes. You never have to worry about me making again.
I know Chris Williams just wrote Fanatic. I think we need to write Ross's How to Dig Yourself Out of a Hole book.
It's been written. It's there. I'm only repeating it. I'm only repeating what I've seen happen 1,000 times. Because I hate it when people play God. If it's real, it's real.
But a lot of people play God.
But it's an easy thing to just repeat those words in that situation. Again, she was an adult. It was a consenting relationship. It didn't last long. I was in a dark place.
There was nothing in the rule book against it.
I brought it with me. Look,
do you want to read the student
Here's the entire rule.
The employee handbook.
That's great, Trav.
Does not say that I cannot do this.
What an awesome defense. I thought this was America. It's a Randy Marsh defense. Right? It's a Randy Marsh defense.
All wisdom can be found through South Park, right?
Show me the rule book. You show me where this is wrong. Sleeping with an undergrad?
Yeah. I guess if she's 19, 20, 21, 22.
Guy puts on his glasses. I'm going to read I'm going to read to you what it says. Here, hold on. It says, do not fornicate with students.
Every university across the country right now is going through their handbook going, do we have this in the handbook? Do we have this in the employee handbook?
That's the thing. You're always like, I wonder what coaches did. I hope that now attorneys are calling and saying, by the way, we've missed a line.
Can we insert this in this chapter 4, subsection B, point number
We've talked about this. Like, one of the things that you and I both get a kick out of in contracts is there's always these weird languages, right? And then when you dissect it, you realize at some point in time it's there for a reason. It's there for I'm trying to think, but this is a good example of it. From now on, it'll be like, it says in the rule book here that I'm not supposed to sleep with. Yeah.
You know why the reason is? Because it usually happened. It's like, we got to get this in the handbook because we don't want to deal with this one again. Just an interesting story.
And look, this is what David says. Frost, what's up, dude? Says Ross has this one right. He's going to get hired as assistant in less than 2 seasons. Brian Smith will have to remind people of the situation at Ohio when he interviews people. We'll forget about this a month from now. I don't think this is nearly the. I think there's some funny here, but I don't think this one haunts him the way this guy's. You're gonna have to remind me someday. We're gonna be on the air in a couple years, and you're gonna go, "Hey Ross, do you remember a couple years ago I had something wrong? You said that this guy. Do you remember this dude from Ohio?" And I'm gonna go, "I don't even remember, man. What? Well, I wasn't even here that day, man."
And you're going to go, "See, Travis, I told you. I told you he would get a coach."
Yeah.
Yeah, because when it first started coming out with like just bourbon in the office, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. There's got to be more. And then the freedom of, I'll give Smith credit though. I mean, the fact that he owned up to it and said, "Yeah, I did it. I was sleeping with her, but there wasn't anything in the rule book that said I couldn't. Yeah, I was living at a hotel."
Kaylin has it right. There's a reason we have do not consume on Tide Pods.
But it wasn't there when it started. Wasn't there when it started.
Right.
Yeah, when you look at your employee handbook or the employer handbook, every subsection that's been added to a section is because that happened.
Those HR videos that we all have to watch that look like an SNL skit. We used to have to do them like quarterly at the corporation, right? And
it was like all the time.
It was like
all
the most ridiculous scenarios of all time.
And the same videos every year. It's not like they refreshed them.
Yeah.
Like, didn't we watch this a year ago? Yeah, it's the same one.
Yeah, Bill and Karen met at a corporate conference in Tucson. Bill asked Karen if they could go to dinner that night to talk about business. While at dinner, Bill asked Karen back to his room for fornication. At what point did Bill go over the line?
At what point did Karen go over the line? When she said yes.
Why was Karen there? What was Karen doing at dinner?
She didn't want to say yes.
Look, I love the way. What did Karen? Where's Karen's fault in this?
Takes two, man.
I love you so much. We're so different. It's awesome.
Are we really that different?
I mean, we're a little bit different. I'm a little bit drunk. That's what you said. That's one thing. Oh, I haven't told people yet. We have enough time. Can I tell people about? So, if you haven't seen the thing of Travis when he was in Italy doing the wine tour and he called in, he was a little bit drunk. And he kept introducing Felipe. He was like, "Hey, there's Felipe." Kept pointing at him. Hey, look, Felipe. And then, hey, there's Felipe. 3 or 4 times talked about Felipe, right? So about 2 hours after the show or so, Travis calls me. And he's like, "Oh," and I said, "Dude, that was awesome. Thank you so much for calling." He's like, and Jeanette's all pissed off at me." And in my mind, instantly, I'm like, "Oh, because he wasted time and he was kind of being obnoxious in the bar." Or what? What's Aunt Jeanette mad at you for? He's like, "Oh, we walked out of there and right away Aunt Jeanette grabbed me and she's like, 'Travis, you asshole, you offended him. His name's Filippo.'"
I was a little bit drunk. 515-517-2303. Who's this? What's going on?
Oh, it makes my chest hurt. I'm laughing too hard.
Nick again.
Hey, Nick.
You guys are a little bit fast topic, I think, but you guys are talking about the meetings and what they say in the rule books.
Yeah.
At my old job, we had one of those meetings, and it was red light, yellow light, green light. And one of the questions was, "Is it okay to tickle?" And everybody's like, "No." Like, red light, red light, red light. Like, and it was like yellow. And I was like, "What?"
The answer was yellow. Yellow? Yellow was okay to tickle?
Yellow. Yeah. We all couldn't believe it. My mouth dropped to the floor. That was my old job. But
wow.
We all died. So we're like months on end. We're all like, "Hey, it's okay to tickle."
The yellow is if I ask you if it's okay to tickle, then it's okay to tickle.
Right.
Thanks, Nick. Good stuff.
But
is it okay to tickle?
You guys allow tickling at MCL? Only in the warehouse.
Are back rubs okay? Red light, green light, yellow light? I guess if you ask for a back rub, I'll give you a back rub.
Listen, is there playful, like, you know what I mean? If I'm walking behind a coworker and she doesn't see me,
and you say nice ass,
and Jesus, you are incredible. Where did Travis go wrong in this scenario? But if I obvious, and again, yeah, if I tickle her, if I grow up and just grab her back and start back rubbing her, those are all inappropriate, right?
Yeah.
But isn't there an appropriate way for me to like tap her or scare her? You know what I mean? Tap her shoulder.
Grab her side, go,
boo. Give her a little poke. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Give her a little poke. Like I would do that to her. I do that to anybody, right?
515-517-2303. Let's go to Pella. That's where Jay is. Jay, do you have a weekly woohoo? What's going on, man?
Hey, guys. What's going on? Yeah, I've got a weekly woohoo. I was all excited. I was going to meet the man, the myth, the legend in his own mind, Ross Peterson, to help him with his golf swing on Wednesday.
This son of a bis. Jay, I had a great time with you.
Afterwards, he's gonna. Oh yeah, I had a great time with you. Then I wake up early to listen to the start of the show, and he compares me to a stripper, a 300-pound plus man compared to a stripper. Which I'm like, I don't know if I should be offended or if I really look that good.
Yeah, that was a compliment. Hope you understand. Oh, his phone just did the same thing.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's got to be on our end then.
It might be the Bluetooth connection that I have, but it started off fine. All right, Jay, appreciate it, man.
Jay was gonna tell you all about my incredible athleticism. I guarantee.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he
no,
had
he
more
wasn't.
to say. He had a lot more to say.
I don't think he was.
He was gonna call in. He was gonna talk about how my swing looked like Zach Johnson's.
Is that what he was going to do?
Jay, 515-517-2303.
Of course, we're doing the weekly woohoo all 2 hours.
Jay gets a star.
Because Iowa Lottery is celebrating the holidays with the gift that keeps on winning promotion, and you could win some scratch tickets to go along with it. Just call now at 515-517-2303, and what made you go woohoo or even boohoo? And you could win an Iowa Lottery prize pack valued at $90. Hour in the books, hour to go. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with a chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
There's more Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food? Doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room. All Iowa beer. One amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around. I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else. Whistle Pig Plantation Rum. Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth. And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more. You know what we are? High class. Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
This December, unwrap big savings at Willis Chevrolet of Granger. We've got our largest inventory of vehicles ever. New, pre-owned, and now Car Bravo certified. The gifts keep coming with the season's most sought-after Chevys, the Trax and the all-new Traverse, in stock right now and ready to drive home for the holidays. And don't miss the red tag sale with 0% APR financing on select models. It's a perfect time to slay your savings. Hurry into Willis Chevrolet of Granger or visit us online at willischevy.com.
For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
On the Rush, we talk winning and nobody wins like Willis Automotive. From luxury to everyday dependability, Willis has a ride that fits your lifestyle. Stop by Willis in Des Moines and experience the Willis way. Exceptional service, unmatched selection, and people who truly care. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and of course, leave your comments in the comment section and follow us on our social media channels. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. We're here till 8 o'clock today. Jay called back. Let's see if...
see, I told you.
Well, it could be on my end. Who knows? Who knows? Technology and electronics, they drive us nuts.
What's
okay,
up, Jay?
you're back. You're back.
Yeah, they do drive us nuts. So, but I just wanted to say I had a great time working with Rob. I had a brief moment where I thought I might have to tell him, you know what, stick with fishing instead of playing golf.
Told you.
But then, after working with him for a little bit, let him hit 3 or 4 swings, and on that third swing, I got the what the fuck moment when he hit so good that just slipped out of his mouth.
Wow. Natural born athlete is what he is.
No.
Natural born. He said he has a swing like Zach Johnson.
No. I
Yes,
said
you did.
I
You
said
did.
I said Jay was going to say that.
Oh, okay.
Well, what we do, Travis, is we compare your swing to a tour pro to show you what you're doing differently than they are, not to make you that tour pro.
Oh, okay. I interpreted that Ross said, well, I got to swing like Zach Johnson.
That's what he kept showing me.
That way we can tell you why you're getting the results you're getting.
I can tell you why I get the results I get. I don't golf enough.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to correct my errors.
Nobody knows how to correct their errors on their own. That's why you need cameras and another set of eyes. Even Tiger Woods, when he was number one, had a swing coach.
That's true. All right,
Jay,
Jay.
I had a good time. Thanks a lot, man. I very much appreciate it. I'd recommend it. If people have,
Thanks, guys.
I had no idea what golf tech was, Trav. I again didn't know if it was a sim, and it was a really cool thing. Jay was a fun dude to work with. It was an hour and a half. I won't tell you how far I hit the ball. I'll just tell you I hit it further. And I appreciate Jay not outing me on that either.
So if you do have a woohoo, go ahead and call it 515-517-2303. We're doing it all 2 hours, just having a little bit of fun. A woohoo for tonight is the college football playoff kicks off. We got one game tonight, 3 games tomorrow. Tonight is a rematch between Alabama and Oklahoma. The Crimson Tide will be in Norman as they look to avenge a 23-21 loss, I believe, in early November. The only SEC regular season loss Alabama had. It lost, of course, to Florida State to start the season, lost to Oklahoma, then lost to Georgia in the SEC title game. Even though they're on the road, Alabama a 1.5-point favorite, Ross. 1.5-point favorite.
We're going to find out, right? This is the commentators. Everybody loves Alabama, except for people that don't love Alabama and see the record. And so they're kind of like the Jake Paul of college, but like,
well, they're the
aren't
villain
most of us rooting for them to lose? Isn't it?
I think the answer to that is yes, because they've been good for so long that you start to not like them, right? I mean, as you start the climb up, you're like, okay, this is a cool story. Then when you dominate and you win all the time and you're consistent, people they get sick of you. Familiarity breeds contempt, and people are just...
Amen to that, brother.
People are like, okay, we've had enough of the Alabama show. Kind of like the Chiefs. People are happy the Chiefs started the playoffs this year because, they were doing it too long.
Do Iowa State fans have any emotion, any sort of way towards Oklahoma?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. And I don't think any former Big 12 member would. I think it's kind of like when you
hate, like you don't think there's people right now that are like, listen, when I don't care who plays Oklahoma, I'm rooting against them.
No, if it was Texas, I would probably say you would be right.
Okay.
Oklahoma, even though Oklahoma was consistent and good, they weren't Texas. They didn't flaunt their money. They didn't flaunt their ego. They basically, I think people understood, well, if Texas is going, Oklahoma really didn't have a choice, right? It was like, okay, we got to follow them because we have to keep these two things together. I just don't think Oklahoma is as hated as Texas. They were in a nice little sweet spot in the Big 12 where you knew they were good, you knew they were going to win, but they didn't give you reasons to hate them like Texas did. So if this was Texas playing today, I would say absolutely Iowa State fans would be rooting against them. Hell, everybody in the Big 12 would. But it's Oklahoma. Maybe the only team rooting against would be Oklahoma State. The
famed ESPN matchup predictor.
Was it 51%?
For who?
Alabama?
It is 50.9 to 49.1. So Alabama will win tonight. No reason to play the game. ESPN's matchup predictor, which none of us know exactly who puts that together, what that is. Should look into that sometime. I'm excited. That got me excited when you said a game tonight and 3 tomorrow, Trav. Genuinely,
and this is my favorite part of the college football playoff. We mentioned a little bit yesterday. We like this part of the college football playoff because of the home field. It adds a different dynamic. You have 2 really good quarterbacks going at it. John Mateer from Oklahoma, Ty Simpson from Alabama. Can they protect Simpson? I believe in the first game, Oklahoma had like 4 sacks. So what is that going to be from a defensive line standpoint? Can Alabama stop that? We mentioned it earlier. Alabama hasn't lost to the same team twice since 1893. Kalen DeBoer is under a lot of pressure. And even though he's denied, people still think he's going to take the Michigan job. So the other 3 games, which take place tomorrow, Miami at Texas A&M. That's going to be the first game. Oh, by the way, the winner of tonight's game gets to play Indiana. So you go from you play Indiana if you win. Miami and Texas A&M play tomorrow. That's the first game. The winner plays Ohio State. Tulane plays Ole Miss. The winner will play Georgia. And James Madison plays Oregon. The winner plays Texas Tech.
I just went to the college. I didn't realize. I should have known. There's a bracket challenge on ESPN for the college football playoff. Yeah, of course.
Fill out your bracket challenge. You could win. Perfect brackets will get.
Well, I was just going to say, who will have the first perfect bracket? And
a lot of people will have a perfect bracket on this. This isn't a field of 68. This is a field of 12. Your odds of winning and having a perfect bracket go way up.
Somebody would have it. I think it's a lot harder than.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying.
We could set one up, couldn't we? Oh, not now. Not now. This quick. Not today.
Yeah.
Sorry to throw that out there. Somebody in the Choice Creative team went, no!
No, we can't get that up.
All right. So then,
are you emotionally attached to any team? I mean, do you have a team you want to win the national title? Would you like to? I'm kind of with you. Just to disrupt the entire ecosystem.
I don't think it's as much of a disrupt. I mean, I just want, because it's because Indiana 5 years ago saying that was more insane than saying the Hawkeyes or Cyclones would win the national title. 5 years ago, it was crazier to say.
3 years ago.
That's fair. It was crazier to say Indiana's going to be the number 1 team in the country. Number 2 all season, number 1 team in the country in the college football playoff, and have a chance at winning the national title. That'd be insane. I think that's really cool. So that's what I'm hoping for.
I'm kind of rooting for a Texas Tech or an Indiana.
Okay.
Because I do look at it as a disruptor. Because those teams traditionally have not belonged in the good old boys club. No, I'm not rooting for James Madison, and I'm not rooting for Tulane.
Okay, but are you rooting for them to be blown out in the fashion that Vegas thinks they will be? So that okay,
I kind of am.
I mean, Travis, in a way, oh boy, are you? Does James Madison and Tulane getting blown out of here in the first round of the playoff? What impact does that end up having on universities like UNI? As we continue, because if that happens, hear me out. Here's the trickle down effect I see in my head is you start to butt out the Tulanes and the James Madisons of the world from the college football playoff, which I think most of us would agree should happen. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I asked the question because there is a matchup predictors 51%. There's 51% of me that wants to see Oregon destroy James Madison.
What's the matchup predictor on Oregon and James Madison?
I'll see if I can get there real quickly. Oh, wow, that happened fast. Take a guess.
I'm going to say 97%.
You're a little high. 88. 88 to 12. 88.2 to 11.8.
How about Ole Miss?
The spread is 20. The spread is 20 and a half. So, okay, hear me out with like the trickle down effect. You start to butt out those teams, which we're all in favor of, because none of us want to watch a 20-point game tomorrow.
No.
We get excited because we think we're going to see really good football games. And I think tonight we'll see a really good football game with Alabama and Oklahoma. Are we going to get a couple duds tomorrow?
The probability is high.
I like the way you put that. Thank you for being so kind.
See, the probability is high.
So what happens then, Trav, as that edging out, that elbowing out, that boxing out that's happening at the big levels? How does that end up affecting a UNI?
I don't think it affects them at all. Now they may not get, these teams may go, hey, we're not going to play FCS teams, but at the end of the day, UNI just needs to worry about FCS level football and making the playoffs at the FCS level.
Yeah,
that's what whether they get a game with Iowa, Iowa State, Nebraska next year, doesn't matter, right? I mean, you're taking those games for one reason. You're taking for money. That's the only reason you take those games, because you're going to get a big paycheck.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
UNI just needs to worry about being competitive in the Missouri Valley Conference and getting to the FCS playoffs and take care of your business there. Yes.
I didn't hear Saban say this, but Greg wrote this in and said, Saban had a good quote. Would you let the AAA baseball champion play in the MLB playoffs? We're going to find out tomorrow. If you're a real disruptor, if you really want to say, hey, middle finger to the system, it ain't Indiana. Because Indiana actually they are the opposite of that. They are the shining example of what football is right now today could be if you spend all the money and get all the right people, right?
The disruptor would be James Madison or
Tulane. If you wanted to root for the middle finger to really get in there and stir the pot, you got to root for those two teams, not only have a good showing, one of them to win, but again, like as I'm saying this out loud, I'm thinking about the March Madness tournament. Doesn't matter how good Loyola Chicago does. Doesn't matter where Wichita State ends up. Doesn't matter if Creighton makes yearly runs. They don't care about the Valley. Doesn't matter how good Drake is from year after year. You're a one-bid league. And every year we all go, this is going to change minds. This is the year. They've got enough talent to do it. And it doesn't. So it wouldn't matter. As I'm thinking about it out loud, it wouldn't matter. James Madison and Tulane could both win tomorrow. And it's not going to, like the college football guys are going to go, you know what? They're right. We should give all the money to these little teams.
I mean, the Sun Belt and the American are like, we really need you guys to, we don't need you to win. We need you to be respectable.
I just am wondering if it matters now. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Just doesn't. Do you think it does, Trav? And I know that you're right. You're right that those conferences are every team, that everybody that's affiliated with those conferences, everybody that's an underdog fan is saying, come on, man, don't shit the bed. Doesn't matter. If they win, I mean it. If the gods shine favor upon James Madison and Tulane tomorrow and they win, what does it mean?
It means nothing, because look what happened in the NCAA tournament basketball when the Valley got, 4 teams in. The big boys said, okay, let's
doesn't matter.
Let's just see how we can rig the system to where this doesn't happen again.
Just doesn't matter. So maybe it would be a middle finger.
People love a good upset. People would love it, but you're right in the fact that the Power 4 and really the Power 2, the SEC and the Big Ten, is saying, we need our teams in. Let's make sure this doesn't happen again. Let's find a way to kick them out.
Edge them out. Box them out. Yeah, so we can pretend like we're playing a fair game, but everybody, come on. Here, circle the wagons. Huh. I don't know why I was wondering about you and I. Like for some reason, I'm seeing a trickle-down effect that ends up happening in another 5-10 years. Are we seeing them, not that you and I has ever been a part of had a seat at the table or anything like that.
I don't know what the impact
of it could have maybe be positive. Could have maybe be positive. As they edge out those group of 5 schools, do they start to give teams like you and I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited for some fun football, and tonight I think we get a great one.
It'll be interesting to see what the ratings are too, right? I mean, I think tonight's game is going to be heavily rated. I think Miami, Texas A&M will be. But when you start looking at Tulane, Ole Miss, and a night game with James Madison, Oregon, just to see what those ratings are.
It'll all depend on how close they are, Trav, because that'll be one of those two games will be games that I will, I'll have on, but my attention won't go to them unless those games are close and the text groups start firing off, or you pull up social media and you see, oh my God, or you walk back into the room that the game is on and you realize, oh, this game's closer than I thought. I won't be glued to those games.
Another game that's going on tomorrow, it's kind of a big one. At 12:30 in the afternoon, the Iowa Hawkeye women are going to take on number 1 UConn.
Kind of big one. Kind of a big
one. Remember what Bill Fenley said earlier in the week when we said, hey, Iowa State's ranked 10th, Iowa's 11th. What's the difference between that top tier and everybody else? And he made it quite clear that there's a big difference between UConn,
He said
Texas,
he
and
basically
else.
said there's not a top tier, there's a top team. And it's UConn by a mile. The stat that he threw out at us, and I didn't have time to fact check this. So, Justin, if you're listening, 2 things you got to do today. Find out what the hell the matchup predictor is on ESPN and how they come up with that number. Number 2 is see if Bill Fenley's stat that he had is still accurate, where he said right now, if you go to bet the college basketball national championship on the women's side for the futures.
Oh, they're a minus.
UConn's favored against the field. Maybe that's more common than I am familiar with. I mean, UConn's been, Gino's had a dominant program before where he was clearly.
Yeah, but favored against the field because you've got South Carolina in there, you've got Texas in there. I mean, you think I could see like minus 150 or minus 100 or plus 100. But when you're favored against the entire field, you're like, wow.
That's who the Iowa women get to tip off with tomorrow.
I don't expect them to win, but if they can make it respectable, if they can keep it close, I think you go, okay. That's what's going to be interesting to see with the Iowa women. Other games this weekend, the Iowa men, as we've mentioned a lot, they're going to be at Casey Center to take on Bucknell. If you want tickets to that game, go to HighVTix.com. That tips off at 5. The Iowa State women are at home. They start conference play against Kansas. That's on Sunday. And the Iowa State men are home on Sunday to take on Long Beach. Real quickly, I want to get to it. The Drake men lost last night, Ross, 81-72 at Murray State. Bulldogs have now dropped 3 in a row. And the game statistically was pretty even. The difference being free throws, not a huge disparity when it comes to the free throws, but it was really 3-point shooting. Drake, 3 of 16 from behind the arc. Murray State, 9 of 26. 9 of 26.
I mean, 9 of 26 isn't crazy. 3 of 16.
Yeah.
Yuck.
But in a tight game that's 9 points, those extra 3-pointers.
Oh, that's it. That's it. That might be the one on the stat line that jumps out to you. The only one that matters is the final score, man. And even in like the post game stuff that you see with Hendo, man, he is such a. I think everybody has seen it. He's such a positive, fun guy. Like he's got this perma smile on his face. He just looks like he looks like a kid in a candy store. And he always has. Every time we've ever talked to him, anytime I've ever seen anything of him, he's got this joyous thing about him. And that looks like last night when some of that stuff you saw, you can just see it's starting to wear a little.
Yeah.
I think it's wearing with Drake fans. I saw.
Well, it's because there's such huge expectations, right? I mean, you went from Nico that got to the postseason, then you went to Darren, who had his success, to Ben McCollum, who had to rebuild the roster,
carried it along. Yeah,
carried it along.
They made it look easy.
And you know what? It's not. It's not easy. It's not easy at all.
Here's the good thing. We have, and this is what I would say to Drake fans, this is what I'd say to Hendo, this is what I'd say to everybody that's involved with Drake basketball, or even, this is what I'll say on my radio show. We've seen this before with teams, with UNI teams. Slow starts aren't tragic. Slow starts aren't fatal. Nobody's winning any championships except for your, NBA Cup stuff in December. And so it sucks to lose. It sucks to lose a couple in a row, especially when your expectations are to win and be really competitive. Give it time. How many times did we see this with you and I, where it'd be December and we'd go, oh my God, what's wrong with Jake? Has he recruited a bad team? Are they all hurt? What's going on? And then in March, you're like, here comes the machine.
515-517-2303. We're going back to the weekly woohoo. This is Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, how are you?
Very good.
I love listening to you guys. My weekly woohoo is that my husband this week got compared to a stripper. I mean, I knew he was good in bed, but now the world knows how lucky I am.
Hold on. Was it you who compared him to a stripper?
No, it was me.
No,
Ross
compared him to a stripper.
Yesterday when I said, do you remember, Trav, I said, I'm just wondering if the guy at Golf Tech, he made me feel so good. Remember I asked you, I said, did I get the stripper treatment yesterday? So
no, but I mean, that just boosted his ego, and
I'm glad I could do that.
So
Sarah.
You sleep with a stripper every single night?
Yeah.
I do.
Do you go to bed?
And Ross told the world.
Do you go to bed with $1 bills?
Why, of course. But he earns more than $1 bills.
He earns, oh, wow.
Wow.
Jay.
Now you're bragging. You're bragging.
I don't mean to be bragging.
There he goes again. You just went electronic on us again.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sarah. We got something going on with our phone lines. We'll figure it out.
Thanks, Sarah. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Sarah, so much.
No wonder she's in a good mood.
Sleeps with a stripper. That's going to be the... Okay.
How do I tell the Iowa Lottery that Sarah won? She she said she sleeps with a stripper. Never know what we're going to get. She's happy, though.
Brian Duax wants to know. Here's what I want to tell everybody, okay? Embrace these last commercial breaks here, because on Monday, you're going to see a new look and a new feel on some of this stuff, okay? And I know how much you guys love the commercials, and whenever Norm pops up, the entire chat goes, no, like it's cheers. And a lot of people love the Central City commercials.
Betters, Mexes, and more.
There's some changes coming. So Brian even asked, are we playing the new commercials? Not till Monday, Brian. We got to give these a swan song. Mariano Rivera, remember how he did the farewell tour? Remember how Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did the goodbye tour? Yeah. That's what we're doing with the Central City things. We're giving people time to say goodbye.
And we need time to say goodbye. When we come back, Tyler Kluver is going to jump in with us. Of course, we started the show talking about LeVar Woods. We'll go back to the LeVar Woods conversation. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with a chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season.
Woohoo!
Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
House wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. If you're looking for the perfect gift for your Mini this season, you won't find it under the Christmas tree. What your Mini really wants this holiday season is preventative maintenance. Stop in today so we can make sure your coolant or fuel system are in tip-top order for this holiday season. Please give us a call to schedule your appointment or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around. I know. High quality stuff you can't find anywhere else. Whistle Pig Plantation Rum. Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth. And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more. You know what we are? High class. Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
Hi everyone, it's Marion with Willis. Christmas is coming up and that means traveling to see your family. You can't see your family if you can't see the road, and you can't see the road with old wiper blades. So come on down to Willis to get $10 off a set of wiper blades with the purchase of an oil change for the whole month of December. Give us a call or schedule online at willisvolvocars.com.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Quick reminder that pest control is not seasonal. When temperatures drop, and they dropped yesterday, spiders, cluster flies, and mice, well, they head inside looking for warmth. Protect your home all winter long with Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions. They're your trusted local family-owned experts. And, of course, you get an exclusive deal with being a Rush listener. Get 10% off any pest or wildlife service. It's a great way to save before those winter pests start settling in.
We should talk to Corey about this, man, because it's right now 16 degrees in Des Moines, and this is as cold as it will be for the foreseeable future. I mean, next week we have lows in the 40s.
Yeah. Be wearing shorts.
I mean, really, be driving around with your window down, and you see motorcycles back out on the road. I wonder what that does for the critter stuff when there's this fluctuation. Like, I know it messes with fish big time when you've got these crazy fluctuations in temperature like this. It really does weird things to fishing. I wonder what it does to the bats and the bugs and the critters and the whatnots.
And the coons and the possums.
Bats and the bugs and the critters and the coons. This sounds like a David Allan Coe song.
It's a country song. Let's bring in the man, Tyler Kluver. Did you see this LeVar Woods thing coming? Did you get whiff about this before he announced it yesterday?
We need protection against Pat Fitzgerald is what we need.
Yeah. He's
taken two. He's got two Hawkeyes now. So he's got LeVar, and he also took probably, I would say, the 1A, 1B, strength coach from my time, assistant strength coach, is now their head strength coach at Michigan State.
Well,
so
yeah, but nobody wants to be an assistant. Nobody wants to be an assistant strength coach forever. They want to be a head strength coach.
Could you say the same about LeVar?
Yeah, LeVar said he wants to be a head coach.
Yeah.
So
No, it's not surprising at all to me.
I mean,
Did you know about it?
Pat Fitzgerald and Kirk Ferentz are very similar. They're going to build very similar staffs. They're probably going to recruit the same sort of players.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Did you now? When you keep asking Kluver if he knew about it?
Yeah. What?
Well, what I mean is, sometimes I was kind of shocked when they made the announcement yesterday. And usually you hear rumblings of who they're talking to. I didn't know if you had heard anything like a week ago or 2 weeks ago that LeVar was talking to Pat Fitzgerald.
I would love to come on here and tell you, yeah, I've been in touch with them. They actually came to me.
That's not what I'm saying.
They
told
came.
LeVar, I thought this was time.
KF came to me and said, "Hey, LeVar is thinking about moving on. What's you might want to get your resume ready." No, I didn't know about it, but it's something that we've been waiting for to happen. I sent him a text. I said, "Man, I thought we were going to keep you forever." He's a head coach someday. He's a head coach in waiting. There's guys like this all over the country that are not buried, but lower down on staffs that aren't a head guy yet. You can't be a head guy until you're a head guy, right? And so there's a lot of those out there that are just, hey, I'm going to be a head coach someday. And I think Iowa, the fan base, Hawkeye Nation, social media has pretty clearly identified two of those on Iowa staff, at least at this point, in Coach Wallace and Coach Woods. And, pretty much every year for the last 2 or 3 years, it's like, oh, we're going to keep them. We're going to get, because there's a lot of offers out there. People can offer a lot of things. And I know a lot of people online, like, who didn't read into the whole thing or didn't see the press conference or just aren't aware of sort of the situation in Iowa City, are like, what's he doing? This is a lateral move. He's going to do the same thing at Michigan State.
Title.
Wallace has that associate head coach or the assistant head coach title. And I'm not even sure what that means responsibility wise on a day-to-day basis. There's a little bit more.
It means when the coach has to serve a 2-game suspension, 1-game suspension, you step in as the head man.
Yeah. So maybe that's a bigger title for LeVar up in Michigan than you might think. But LeVar was just special teams coordinator. Coach Wallace at Iowa right now is assistant D coordinator and assistant head coach. And when they made that distinction, I think at the beginning of 24, I want to say, or sometime around there, it's not a competition, but it is. There can only be one of those, right?
Yeah.
And that was Iowa and Coach Ferentz sort of choosing their guy, at least for amongst the 8 or 9 assistants they have in-house. And once they did that, that's them saying, hey, Coach Wallace, we value you here more than anyone in Iowa City. And KF is in the back end. If he decides to hang it up, like, you're our guy. I view Coach Wallace as the guy who they will compare all the other applicants against. It's like, he's our heir apparent. Everyone else who applies, which I think
be better than this.
Yeah, which will be a long and impressive list when that does happen. You're up against Wallace. And to Coach Woods or any other young coach on that staff, it's not a direct thing towards them, but it is a product of if you want to be a head coach, you might have to take a different path.
That really says a lot about LeVar Woods, because Pat Fitzgerald did the exact same thing, but not within a staff, basically around the country. But for LeVar Woods to get that role with Pat Fitzgerald, again, I've said this a lot. They seem, from my point of view, which I know less than 0.5% about these men, truly.
Yeah.
But they outwardly project the same sort of general vibe, general personality.
I think they might have even played against each other.
Demeanor.
I think I'm not sure what years Fitz was playing, but they were close in when they were playing themselves. And Fitz was good, man. He was
Oh.
nasty. He was a hell of a football player, as was Coach Woods, and he's building a staff that looks like him, right? That, kind of young guys for coaching standards. They're not Coach Ferentz age, right? And hardworking Midwest. Coach Woods has a lot of experience, man.
They would have missed each other by just a few years.
Yeah.
Fitz played 93 to 96. LeVar played at Iowa. Coach Woods played at Iowa from 98 to 2000. So they just missed each other.
But I think, in his press conference, he said, I want to be a head coach, and this is the next step. I think there was one more step for Coach Woods, and it was either going to be I think he had to go get a head job. He was going to go and get a head job at a MAC school or a Sun Belt or a Conference USA from where he's at now, or he was going to go do something like this before then stepping into a bigger head job.
Hedging your bet. You go to a Sun Belt school or a MAC school, there's no, you can accelerate your stock quickly. However, there's huge risk that if you fail at that level, but if you go build something at Michigan State and you're right there toe-to-toe, that you're probably hedging your bet there a little bit.
It's an interesting game that they play, right? Because you're right, Travis. If you take that head job at a smaller school, man, there's a lot that you could be the best coach, and there's just so many factors, especially nowadays with NIL, those conferences, the G5s, the FCS level. Half their team gets poached. Every good guy gets poached up a level every year. So the consistency and stability of a program to build something there to win, there's a lot riding on that. If you're banking on, hey, I'm going to build my coaching resume here and really up my stock. Coach Wood's stock couldn't be higher right now with what he's done with the special teams in Iowa City, and really going to a spot where Michigan State has they have a history of really, really great special teams as well. If there was another school in the Big Ten that's been as consistent as Iowa has at all 4 spots, if you want to add long snapper, which we do, of course.
Yeah.
Michigan State's pretty good.
Who wouldn't?
Probably the most important of the 4.
So when you were at Iowa, did you lose any assistant coaches? And if you did, how big of a disruptor is that? Of course, they lost a running backs coach this last year, and the running game was fine this year. But how big is it when you lose an assistant coach? Because that's really who you work with the most.
Yeah, it's interesting. I personally was in a weird sort of situation that guys don't experience anymore. They added, so LeVar was sort of part of that 10th coach or 10th assistant coach, or I don't know if there's 9 under. They added a coach, which allowed him to take over as the full-time special teams guy in my senior season. He was in charge of special teams starting in 2015, but he was still the tight ends coach as well. So when we went to meetings, he was in the tight ends room. Me and the guys were just in the special teams meeting room by ourselves.
Oh boy.
It was Coach Kluver for 16 and 17. Tough one for the other specialists. There was nobody. We did it on our own. I came into a culture, Mike Meyer, Casey Kreider, Marshall Kane in 2012, 2013, where the culture and the standard of Iowa special teams, and I think pretty much every special teams room at that point, was you kind of take care of yourself. You figure it out. You either you sink or swim. There's no one really here to help you. You watch your own film. You chart your own reps, all this stuff. And then they finally added that coach and allowed a lot of teams around the country to have a strictly special teams coordinator.
So Kluver, real quick, what you're describing there then, is that what, when Matt Campbell and Iowa State have gone back and forth between having a special teams coordinator, having a special teams coach, and not, that's what the special teams, do you imagine that's what they're going through?
I don't know their situation to the extent. I know they've struggled with some.
I had no idea doing all that. Okay, all right, interesting. So I didn't mean to derail you there.
No, you're good. That's it's it was a very cutthroat kind of thing for us, for a kicker or a punter or a long snapper, because it was basically like, hey, you come in, you learn the way of the program, the way to get up and lift weights and go to class, and how to be from the older guys, but relative to your skill, there's nobody going over the film with you. Even today, I had a lot of people over the last 18 hours hit me up and, hey, what you gonna apply? Like all this different stuff. And I'm like, let's pump the brakes there. You guys don't understand what the job responsibilities are. I would be a great specialist coach. I don't know if I would be the next guy to take LeVar's spot, having no experience in coaching at all, by the way, for the special teams.
Come on, you ran the room.
The specialist room. It's different when you're coaching the kick return team or the kickoff team or the punt return team. I could coach the long snappers, punters, and kickers. I'd be great at that. I would feel 100% confident going and doing that. Those guys don't have, still don't have a specialist coach in a lot of ways, unless they've hired somebody who was a former kicker, punter, long snapper to be their special teams guy, which LeVar did long snap a little bit. But LeVar couldn't, even when he was solely their coach for the last few years, he couldn't tell Torrey, hey, turn the nose a little bit. Yeah. You need to drop it a little flatter halfway through your second step. Like these little things that are like, he didn't know that stuff. So when he took over, he came to me actually in 17 and was like, hey, if the guys need something technique wise, you got to be my guy. Like you're my guy. And so that's the culture we came into. And he was taking care of the bigger picture stuff. Hey, here's the bounce that we're running on kickoff. We're trying to free a guy here on punt return. Who's going to be our gunner here? What's our formations, our shifts? So going all the way back to that, yeah, there's a lot of the special teams is always weird. And so that 10th coach really helped some people. And losing until LeVar took over in 13, 14, Chris White, who's bounced around now, 15, actually, he was there as well. Chris White and Bobby Kennedy, who was the wide receiver coach at Iowa. Yeah. To be honest, I don't know how their relationship ended, if it was good or bad. I don't think it was good. After that 15 season, they moved on from Iowa. We kind of just picked up where we kept, like, I didn't have him again in the room, but he was in charge of special teams for 13, 14, 15. Chris White was. And we just kind of, like, it's so fast and so like, hey, we don't have time to stop the train, that you just keep going. Oh, you're the new guy. You're our coach. Hey, nice to meet you. Let's throw the film on. Like it's so fast and it cutthroat. Train keeps moving. That's kind of how it works.
So no wonder the fact that he call you and say, "Hey, you're my technique guy." So this one hurts a little bit more just because of that relationship. I mean, and how often would he call you? Was he calling you even this last year? I mean,
so. I mean, it wasn't like we were in touch every week. Like, hey, Klub, I need some help here. I wish I was that important. There was a few other guys that were between me and him that were probably helping out with some stuff. Torrey didn't need help for 3 years there. He had Duncan and Shudak, and we've really had a great run of specialists. We talked a little bit about the long snapper stuff, as you can imagine. And there's been some going back to 2020. There was before we had Luke Elkin, who was the guy that graduated last year. There was some long snapper stuff in the 2020 season that we had conversations about as well. And no one cares, but I could go down rabbit holes for that. But we were in conversations. I texted him, and he's probably got 1,000 text messages, so he hasn't responded yet. But yeah, we were in touch. He's one of 2 guys that I really stay in touch with, him and Willis. Just so happen to be the 2 guys that are trying to be a head coach someday. Looks scummy on my part. Looks like I'm trying to like keep relationships open for when they take on. I thought about adding to the text message to him, like, hey, now that when you get a head job, I need access to the program, wherever it is, whatever program it is, I need access for the podcast.
Enough football. This last time we were talking to you before Christmas. What are your Christmas traditions? Are you ready for Christmas?
Always ready for Christmas. Favorite time of year.
Look at you. Stay ready, and got to get ready. Look at this guy.
I'm ready in June for Christmas.
Got a boy.
So it is my favorite time of year. It takes on a special, as you guys know, it takes on a little bit more special feeling and emotions when you have kids that get to then go through it.
Yeah.
So, the 3-year-old, and just so happens the 3-year-old's birthday is December 16th, 3 days ago.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah. Well, happy birthday.
she's one of those kids that gets presents, and then a week later gets presents. And then the third week, you're like, okay, no more presents. It's not an every week thing.
You have to explain to her right
Yeah.
now that, yeah.
We had a birthday on the weekend, and then the day of was Tuesday, I think. And me and her mom gave her more presents, and then the next morning on Wednesday, she was like, "Where's my presents?"
Yep.
And I was like, "Oh, jeez."
All I hear is it's time for another kid. That's all I hear.
Talk to my wife.
I thought Travis was going to say, all I hear is the cash register ringing.
No, all I hear is time for another kid.
Both of those. Yeah, no, those are another kid and the cash register ringing those are
the same thing.
Very
Synonymous.
entwined.
Yes, they are.
Right.
I've got
And-
4 of them, man. I've got 4.
Yeah.
Travis knows all about it.
There won't be 4 little Tylers running around, I'll tell you that. Yeah, it's a great time of year. And as far as work-wise goes, like with what we do with the pod, like it sort of winds down the football season.
Yeah.
And we're going into the off. You guys do all sports on here, so it's a little easier to talk throughout the year.
Clue, my
Sure, we do all
favorite time
sports.
of year is summer when we have no sports to talk about. It's my favorite. It's
Mine too, because we go down to one podcast a week, and I'm like, oh, taking a.
well, I just mean because then we get to talk about all the other dorky
Goofy
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah. Sure.
the
That's
fun
what
stuff.
I like too.
Yeah.
But
All
yeah,
right,
it's a
buddy.
great time.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Thanks
Christmas,
for taking
buddy.
the time, and we'll talk to you next Friday as we get ready for the new year, all right?
Let's do it.
See you,
All right,
bud.
see you.
See ya.
Tyler Kluver joining us on the Rush Radio Show. And that sets up the man who had some homework about 20 minutes ago, Justin Miller. Did you do your homework that Ross gave you?
Yeah, I got
That
some
actually
answers.
came from one of our listeners. One of our listeners was the one
Okay.
that was like, have Justin figure out the matchup predictor.
So, okay, let's start there. Couldn't get anything for certain, but something in my gut still tells me it's a 15-year-old boy.
How do I
just
remove
in
him
the
from the
ESPN.
chat?
Just hit
Travis,
remove.
how do I
Just hit remove.
Is that, bye, Justin. I mean, if he's not going to add anything, if we're going to, I'm joking.
Have a good weekend, guys. Oh.
Yeah, see ya. Yeah.
And then to actually answer your other question, yes, UConn is minus 125 on DraftKings to win the national
Against
title.
the field.
That's insane.
Why play the games? Why even play the games?
It's still incredible to see. I don't know the name of the UConn arena, but the banners that they have of like the national titles, it's like the size of those giant American flags outside of Perkins.
No, you think Camping World. Camping World has like the biggest giant American.
We don't have a camping world.
Yeah, I don't know
in-
what camping
Oh, you don't have a
world is.
Camping World?
No. No.
Okay. He's been sued like so many times by municipalities because his flag's too big. It's a Freudian thing. He wants his flag.
Thought this was
bigger.
America.
Flag is too big.
It is. I mean, he's been sued a couple times.
Show me in the
He's
rule book where it says I can't do a flag this size of the county.
Show me where I can't sleep with a student. Yeah.
And then I wanted to bring this up with you guys because
What, Seattle winning last night?
I mean, we can talk about that.
No.
You guys want to talk about Seattle? You guys want to talk a little bit about Seattle?
Okay, at
What
what
were you gonna
point were
say?
you cussing Sam Darnold, and what point were you
I was
celebrating?
cussing Sam Darnold until about 4 minutes left in the game.
all
I
that
was
matters.
cussing that offense out about 4 minutes left in the game. But Kirk Ferentz has been the head coach of Iowa for 25 plus
27.
years, 27 years. Who are head coaches that have gone from his coaching tree?
I don't know. Tell me.
That's why I was researching. There's not a lot. There was a guy who was the offensive line head coach.
Well, that'd be Tim
From-
Polasek, who's at North Dakota State, but he came from North Dakota State. He wasn't like one of these.
The
He was
one
only there.
I had was a guy that went on to coach the Dolphins for a little bit. He was the offensive line head
Philbin?
coach, Joe Philbin. Yep. But other than that, there's not a lot that got major head coaching gigs. There was a few that had like Boston, like college or Central. There was like a Boston Central head coach.
Yeah.
But I think that's a little surprising. Because Bielema, he was under Hayden Fry, correct?
Yeah.
Played under
Played
Fry,
under.
and then
Because
He
I
did-
was looking that up, and the AI originally said he was under Kirk Ferentz, but then looking it up again, it says he was a graduate assistant in '94 under Fry. until his retirement in 98.
Chuck Long worked for Kirk for a little bit, went on to be a head coach. But,
Okay.
Yeah, it's not the
Not
tree
many.
that Hayden Fry had. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, you can say, hey, the consistency that Kirk Ferentz has had as assistant coach is the reason they've been consistent program all
That'd be my response to it as well.
Yeah.
Is like a lot of these guys don't leave. He's had, as much as that 27 years is impressive, his consistency that he's been able to maintain. I mean, again, LeVar Woods is a great example of it. He's moved guys up through within his own ranks well enough that the funnel got tight, and it's all right. Is Wallace or Woods going to be the guy that sits in the co-captain's chair? Because there's only one chair there. And so he goes to Michigan State to go be the co-pilot there.
I just thought it was kind of, I would have thought in 27 years he would have had more people, especially with the success everyone has at Iowa, the consistency like you guys brought up. I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting. And then the last thing I have is you guys were talking about tickling, which is crazy. But I had a buddy who used to work at Adventureland at the, what was the Adventure Bay? The water park?
Adventure Bay. Yeah, the water park.
And he had a story of he was a lifeguard near the lazy river, and this parent comes swimming up, and they're like, hey, can you get your manager on the line or something? And he's like, oh yeah, what's wrong? And he's like, God, nothing crazy. There's a guy tickling little kids in the lazy river. And he was like, oh, okay. And like everyone came rushing. So that's what I had to bring on a Friday.
That freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah, right?
At least he did the right thing and called the manager and said, hey, we got a guy tickling kids. This ain't right.
We got a kid tickler here.
Outside of stuff that will get you arrested, I think tickling might be one of the weirdest. Like, you might need
Depends
to.
what kind of tickler you're talking about.
All right, I want to give a big woohoo to my son. He got a pin last night in his varsity match, just weeks after he didn't do well in a JV tournament, and I thought he was going to quit wrestling. Fought his way back, made his way to the varsity roster, and got a pin last night in his varsity duel. So
cool.
Let's go, Eli.
Proud dad.
Congratulations. I noticed they were like wrestling in the dark. Do you like that wrestling in the dark thing?
Love it. When they drop down the spotlight. And
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Oh, makes it feel like Vision Quest. I hear Lunatic Fringe.
Everybody have a great weekend. College football playoff tonight. The Iowa women against UConn tomorrow. And then, of course, the Hawkeyes at Casey Center tomorrow at 5. Plus Iowa State men and women in action at Hilton Coliseum on Sunday. We'll be back Monday at 6 o'clock to recap the entire weekend. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with a chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
You like listening to Travis and Ross talk about the Hawkeyes, so tune in when they talk about everything else. Listen to The Rush with Travis and Ross every day on therushradio.com, YouTube, the TuneIn app, and wherever you get your sports content.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows football, but he doesn't know mortgage, and that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You like listening to Travis and Ross talk about the Hawkeyes, so tune in when they talk about everything else. Listen to The Rush with Travis and Ross every day on therushradio.com, YouTube, the TuneIn app, and wherever you get your sports content.